Good morning, everyone. Uh, Welcome to this edition of PDBs in Action. And then what we'll have here today is a presentation that really goes at the core of what we're discussing at FICS. Now, it's a great example close to our hearts of a collaboration between MDBs and public development banks. And I'm Anderson Caputo Silva. I'm the division chief at the IDB of Connectivity Markets and Finance division. And I'm super happy to have here the partner, now Paulo Araújo from the Brazilian Development Bank, that will be sharing this presentation and this discussion on what is the Green Coalition, and then with the objective of towards sustainable growth in the Amazonia. So without further ado, passing the word to Paulo to talk about, introduce about the Green Coalition experience.
Okay, thank you very much, Anderson. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Paulo Araújo. I am the head of the International and Investor Relations Department at BNDES, the Brazilian Development Bank. So it's an honor to be here to talk about this initiative that it was started with BNDES and the IADB. And so the next slides, please. Okay, the first question that comes to our mind is why Amazonia is so important to the world. Because if I ask you about what do you think about the Amazon region, certainly the first thing that will come to your mind it will be the trees, the animals, the rivers. But the Amazon region is forest is much more than that. We cannot forget that they are the lungs and heart of the world. And so that's why, as a largest natural reserve on the planet and key part for the global climate stability, we need to care about it. And when we think here, considering this financial event, when we think about how to finance investment and projects in the regions, we will face with challenges like lack of projects, lack of guarantees, and so lack of source of funding to support these initiatives. So,
And then we talk about the problem that we faced. It was a bit over a year ago that BNDES and the IDB had this idea. Why not then form a coalition of development banks in the region where we actually didn't know that there were so many. Yeah. We were able to bring 17 public development banks together now, and as we are going to be talking, and to solve common problems that was being characteristic of a region now with difficulties of having access to finance. No? So there is a high perception of lack of guarantees, limited financial infrastructure for investments in the Amazon, restricted credit access for sustainable businesses. And then the main question in the mind of everybody is, how could we address these problems? And I think that is in the nature of this collaboration that we brought several minds together to try to solve. Now, I invite everyone to get a good grasp of what it is through this video that we are going to be showing.
The Green Coalition is committed to enhancing the availability of financing and integrating environmental, economic, and social sustainability in its operation in the Amazon.
Diante dos desafios globais, tais como segurança alimentar, mudança climática, transição energética e manutenção da biodiversidade, percebemos que os países em desenvolvimento, especialmente os sul-americanos, podem e devem desenvolver um papel crucial na solução desses desafios. Essas foram as bases para a constituição da Coalizão Verde, onde 17 instituições de desenvolvimento da Bacia Amazônica estão buscando pensar e desenvolver soluções regionais, desenvolver mecanismos financeiros mais ágeis com o uso de recursos públicos e privados, encontrar alternativas econômicas para a população amazônica, sempre buscando manter a floresta em pé e melhorar a qualidade de vida dos povos amazônicos.
Well, following this video, no, it's really time then from this perception that we really needed a solution. We needed this partnership, no, to talk about specifically what are the solutions that we are working about.
Okay. So since August 2023, when the Green Coalition was formed by an initiative of BNDES and IADB, we bring together 70 Amazon DFIs in order together with 3 international partners that's represented by AHB as the secretary, by the World Bank and the CAFI, that we are discussing about local solutions for local issues. That's what means the Green Coalitions. We are trying to develop solutions that together with other existing ones, we want to bring all the banks together to this sustainable development. And sustainable development, it's beyond conservations. We are trying to reduce poverty and enhance sustainability in the region, the Amazon region. So the next one, please. So, as I mentioned, the objective and the collaborative approach of the Green Coalition is to strengthen public partnerships, prioritize on environmental resilience and social justice, and mobilize capital at scale. Next. With that, we have an action plan called the Belém, when the Green Coalition was established, launched, and to Belém, that will be the capital this year that Brazil will host. So we have 4 interrelated working groups that they have a comprehensive approach in order to bring all the knowledge that all the 17 DFIs we have in the region, a common investment language, and the innovation and resource mobilizations. For what? For concrete impacts, pragmatic impacts, to develop financial and non-financial solutions for the sustainable development of the Amazon region. Because for us, it is important to not only to save the trees, but also the souls of the human beings living in the Amazon region.
Exactly, Paulo. But so far, we were talking about the problem that we faced, the idea of coming together and inviting other institutions in the Amazon to come with us, reaching 20 institutions to think together, no? To prepare this road from Belém to Belém, because Belém is when the coalition first met, and then we are going to have COP30. No? But the biggest challenge was not only forming the group, but how this group can actually operate and generate concrete results. No? And that's where it comes the mindset of an action plan that could be holistic, because we needed to see like these 4 interrelated areas that the group has in the action plan. The first starting point is to think together. what is the footprint that these institutions have in the Amazon? No? Because that was not really known. No? And then how can we map what all the 17 institutions in the Amazon are doing together with the multilateral development banks? So that is about the first working group, that mapping all that is being done, what are the financial opportunities, products, what are the sectors that each are working on. So that's the starting point of an action plan. What are we already doing, the footprint? The second part is that we know that in the world, there is this big ask of, is the funding going to where it should be going? Is it going with high standards? And it's the commitment in the working group to really enhance the standards, enhance the credibility that the funds are going to the direction that it should go. So what I'm talking about is that these 20 institutions are actually building a common language. And it is this common language that will then be used by each of the institutions to develop their own investment frameworks that will give the credibility to investors. We are creating the foundations for the investment to flow where it needs the most. No? And then after you have the mapping, you have the high standards and the frameworks, then you need to start about innovation and solutions. Now that's what the third group does, including with the creation of a financial innovation lab, that will support in the creation of solutions, scalable solutions that are really tailored to the needs of the regions, and would be overcoming the capital barriers that today exist to attract the capital to the Amazon. And finally, and you see how these are all integrated. You first map, you enhance the standards, you build solutions, and then the fourth group is about the resource mobilization. You could not start from number 4 without having all this mapping, having the high standards, having the financial solutions, and then finally reaching the resource mobilization, including the preparation of Amazon Resource Mobilization Guide, a mapping of what are all the resources that are already there but are not really flowing directly, because this is one of the messages that we get when talking to the donor community and etc. We already have set the capital there, but it's not flowing. No? So this is also about the efficiency now to be able to get this resource mobilization done effectively to the Amazon. So with that, like to give you a good grasp of what is already happening in these working groups, we have a second video to show to you already. Like this is the Green Coalition in action.
Exactly.
La coalición verde puede lograr un profundo impacto positivo en la Amazonía, mediante la articulación, tomando acción, trabajando como un sistema que pone a las personas al centro, a través de la movilización de recursos financieros, el apoyo a las políticas públicas y el impulso a inversiones responsables.
En Bancoldex estamos orgullosos de ser parte de la Coalición Verde, una red de bancos de desarrollo públicos comprometidos con la promoción del crecimiento sostenible en el Amazonas. A través de soluciones financieras focalizadas, promovemos el desarrollo empresarial en la Amazonía colombiana, apoyando especialmente a las micro, pequeñas y medianas empresas en la región.
El compromiso más importante es la consolidación de esta oportunidad de trabajar con otros bancos. En ese entendido, construir productos financieros que nos ayuden a mejorar la calidad de vida de las personas sin afectar el medio ambiente y cuidando la naturaleza es fundamental para nosotros.
Como representante do Banco do Estado, Banpará, em parceria com o governo do Estado, integrar a Coalizão Verde é um compromisso importante para manter a floresta em pé e as atividades sustentáveis social, ambiental e econômica, e principalmente trocar experiência com as demais instituições, visando cada vez mais fortalecer a economia verde e sustentável na Amazônia Legal.
What we have gained since joining the Green Coalition is knowledge sharing, unity and diversity. We have seen that even though we are from different countries with different cultures, different languages, and so on, that when it comes to preserving our Amazon, we are united in realizing that through policy.
After
Okay,
after show all of these challenges and how we are working in the 4 working groups, we can prove that in a world so often divided, that we can work together. Yes, PDBs of different Amazon countries, different language, different cultures, together with the MDBs, our international partners, so we can really make this call to actions, and that is an invitation that we are doing to everyone.
well, Paulo, what we could observe in this video, now, very interesting is that we had, no, Bolivia, we had Ecuador, no, we had Peru, we had Colombia, we had Suriname, we had Brazil, no, and we as international development institutions, no, the partners helping in this convening role of bringing all together and playing the secretariat role that the IDB plays supporting the Green Coalition. Now, what is very important is that we started with the problem. We talked about the solutions, but now the call to action follow.
Yes. So the results to the present moment, we strengthen the institutional coalitions, as you could see in the movies, and so a common goals and knowledge disseminations that we collect from each participant, each member, and we broaden the perspective through multicultural interactions. And for what? To deliver concrete results at CUP 30. That it is our intentions to deliver, to achieve, to reach a common financial mechanism that will support since the preparation of projects, financing projects, and uh, showing the effectivity of these financial supports.
This is excellent. When we have been talking here about the Amazon, a green coalition, no, but I think that a common topic and the objective of FICS is really about how public development banks, and that's the public development banks impact, how we can generate impact. And then the spirit of coming here, talking to you about the green coalition, is to show this example, to show that it's already happening, the synergy between multilateral development banks and public development banks, the synergies like between public development banks in the region for a common goal. So the spirit of this presentation, it is to support the future work of the Green Coalition, but it is also to set an example that we believe can be replicated. No? It can be replicated globally, it can be replicated in sub-regions. All that you need, like our common objectives and goals, which public development banks share, which is to bring like sustainable development. No? With that, like we thank everyone. Thank you, Paulo, for this partnership. Now, it was a pleasure sharing this experience of the Green Coalition with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mm.